Tonight with new charges for a man accused of pulling a gun on state troopers during a traffic stop in January after a dramatic arrest during a home raid in Johnson City this morning. Law enforcement had to use explosives to get into the home on East Fairview Avenue. News Channel 11 brought you live coverage as investigators were on the scene. Carissa Winstead dug deeper into the case and reveals what she learned.
A grand jury indicted Richard Jenny just last month for aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Earlier this year, state agents say Jenny pulled a gun on Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers after they stopped a car in Kingsport. Now Jenny is back behind bars along with 36-year-old Melissa Ferguson after a search warrant turned up drugs and weapons this morning. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation told me Ferguson was also in the vehicle that night of the shooting. People who live near 715 East Fairview Avenue in Johnson City were greeted with a loud wake-up call this morning.
It was really loud.
Johnson City Police's SWAT team, Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team, the 1st Judicial District's Drug Task Force, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation were serving a search warrant at the home when they used an explosive entry. You can still see the debris from where this door was blown off of the hinges. The landlord returned and put the door back up and says he will be back to board up the house. And I spoke with neighbors who live just next door. They told me the explosion scared their entire family.
It was just a big boom that went off and it shook our house, and then it hit again. It hit the house. It shook again, and then when I got up, police was out here.
The TBI says the search warrant led to the seizure of methamphetamine and weapons. Neighbors told me they knew there was suspicious activity going on at the home.
I kind of knew what was going on anyway.
There was obviously some shady stuff going on for quite a while. It seemed like it. I think it was pretty obvious, so.
Richard Jenny and Melissa Ferguson are charged with possession of Schedule II drugs with the intent to distribute and maintaining a dwelling where drugs are sold. Jenny is also charged with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Johnson City Police say it's rare to use explosives to gain entry into a home, but Chief Mark Soroy said it's the most effective way to keep everyone safe in certain circumstances. In Johnson City, Carissa Winstead, News Channel 11, in your corner.
Richard Jenny is in jail tonight with bond set at $110,000. Melissa Ferguson is being held on a $60,000 bond.